Welcome everyone to the Comic Panel. I'm Cody.
And I'm Shawenta.
For those who are listening for the first time, we are a bi-weekly radio show podcast comic book club covering any and everything regarding comics and manga. We have each co-host pick a book that follows a specific theme and review a book for every episode. Then we wrap up the theme with a retrospective episode covering our opinions and favorite moments from each of the books. We are continuing our theme of Superman, the original superhero who fights for truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. For our fourth book, we are reviewing Absolute Superman Volume 1, Last Dust of Krypton, written by Jason Aaron, art by Rafa Sandoval, and Carmine Di Giudemessino, colored by Ulysses Areola, and lettered by Becca Carey. This is part of the DC Comics Absolute line that started in October 2024 and was meant to provide readers with a new universe of stories that reimagined and modernized their most famous characters.
Now, did it do that? Question mark.
Yeah. So for a summary, in Absolute Superman, these reimaginings look like Superman having left Krypton when he was a teenager, his parents being working class laborers oppressed by the Science League, and Superman secretly liberating workers from dangerous working conditions on diamond mines owned and operated by the Lazarus Corporation, who has its own paramilitary operation with low-ranking peacemaker security guards, as well as an elite special forces team of paid soldiers. In this reality, Lois Lane is one of these soldiers, but after trying to arrest him and failing, she can't seem to get him out of her head. It is in this interaction for Kal-El that puts him fully on the radar of the Lazarus Corporation as a target and causes him to return to the town of Smallville, Kansas, where an old farm couple of the Kents helped him when he crash-landed on their property. And this book was chosen by our co-host, Jake, but he's not able to be here today.
So, we need to theorize on why he chose it. Let's put words in his mouth.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, I imagine that he probably had interest in reading something from the Absolute line.
It's pretty new.
Yeah, it's new. It's a year old now. I think it started with Absolute Batman in October, and then they released a new series each month into December.
Now I'm curious how Absolute Batman is different than regular Batman.
Well, he's a brick wall. He's really big.
Wait, I think we've talked about this off show.
Yeah. he has a really big wide
Is it that really creepy one? Like the different designs of the villains are also kind of extreme as well.
Yeah, because Joker is literally a monster.
Yeah, that's way different. Okay, So it's really living up to the reimagining part.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jake probably heard about it. Mm-hmm. It's brand new. And it's different.
Yeah.
It's a very different Superman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is interesting. That's better for the retrospective episode later. But, yeah, definitely interesting. All right. So, yeah, I guess let's get into our feelings about this book, what we liked and didn't like. I can kind of start. Honestly, this book, despite, on the surface, I'm really down for a Superman book that tries to
class struggle.
Yeah, class struggle, exactly. Getting to, Superman's golden age roots, but yeah, it doesn't really deliver in a very satisfying way.
The execution doesn't feel like Superman anymore. I feel like it's straight in such a way where I'm like, just bring Batman in here, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a little angsty, I think.
Yeah, it is a little bit angsty.
I guess in general, it just feels a little bit cynical. It's very, it feels cyberpunk adjacent, right? I don't know. There's a little bit of futuristic tech, and they're like, but oh my god, Superman still can't be taken down by it. And Superman's... So it feels like they walk back on this later, but at first Superman comes off as kind of angsty to me.
Yeah, what?
I don't know. Well, obviously he's upset at the conditions that these diamond miners are working in.
Yeah, I mean, okay, actually, there's one part where I can totally see you, like, it's both. There's a part of me that's not so cynical, that's like it gets me, and then there's another part of me that is that cynical, and I roll my eyes. And
what do you mean by is that cynical? Like, you don't buy it?
Well, I'm saying, yeah, it's a specific part, and I think that, yeah, it's like, yeah, not buying it, I guess. Like, it's the same reaction that I think you're having, where it's like, yeah, it just kind of seems like angsty for angstiness sake, not because I believe that the character is feeling this way.
Mm-hmm. He has to react in this way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the line is, one of the diamond miners says, when you have what is worth fighting for, that is the truth. And Superman says, and what if you have nothing? I have to go. More work to do. But thank you.
My work here is done. Yeah. Bye. Yeah. I think a lot of the dialogue does not help with some of these feelings.
Mm-hmm.
It feels kind of choppy, I would say. Like, they say their line, they gotta get off scene. Mm-hmm. Exit stage.
Yeah. I also didn't like some of the pacing. I felt like the jumping between time and space felt like something that would be totally fine in film, but it was like, I don't know. Like, even though I never got confused. We've definitely read books on the show where I was like, whoa, I have no idea what's happening because they're jumping around so much. Mm-hmm. And that never happened here, but it still just felt like they were trying to emulate film too much, where it was just like, yeah, now we can just transition over here in a way that didn't feel like how you should do that in comics.
Yeah, and then the beginning of this episode will have a flashback.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, it just feels too on the nose at times. I don't know. There's also an overall feeling I have, and this is probably just myself, honestly. Something about being like, we're being oppressed by the science, like the scientists.
Right, yeah.
Like those darn scientists, they're not grounded and true to earth like we are. Mm-hmm. They're too into science. Which, it's not that way. Mm-hmm. Because, like, Superman's dad does, like, he has actual scientific proof of his, findings.
Right, yeah.
And they're not taking him seriously because they have an underlying agenda. But it just feels so weird to be like, the scientists, we've let them run amok.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a funny kind of thing, and it feels a little bit like, some conspiracy theories.
Yes, the visuals of it feel weird, although if you actually look at the story, it's not that.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Definitely, that is an issue. Another thing, I actually listened to the coverage of the first issue from Nat, who was on our last episode on Collective Action Comics, and he had pointed out in that when Superman he crushes coal into diamond and fills up a bunch of mine carts to like basically be able to give the workers like a day off from working in the terrible conditions and stuff.
Yes.
But he pointed out that that's not how it would go, because they would just bring the diamonds out and they'd be like, cool, go back to work now.
Wow, you're really good at that. Do more.
Yeah.
Faster. I know. It's it feels a little bit like a little kid solution.
Mm-hmm.
Which, okay, so thinking a little bit more about how I don't like this because it doesn't feel like Superman. Oh man, that feels like a Talon stance. There's a lot of rage that Superman is also showing, and just kind of instability, right? Like he lashes out. He's not able to control his eye powers. I don't know what they're called.
Heat vision.
Heat vision.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not that. Because I was thinking of Cyclops now.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's those moments where he's just unstoppable, kind of.
Right. Yeah.
Because he's so filled with emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, but I guess we can compare this later on because we've seen some of that in other Superman iterations that we've read for this theme.
Yeah. Like Superman versus Meshi.
Okay. What are you talking about? That's perfect. I was thinking of, you know which one I'm thinking of.
Wait, which one is it?
It's the one where he gets like radiated or something. It's like dying. And then Swamp Thing.
Oh, right, yes. DC Comics presents Superman and Swamp Thing.
Yes.
Yes.
He's out of control there, which we can talk about later. But right now, it feels weird. Like, and it's partially because it's sort of our first introduction to Superman in this comic is these scenes. Like, you know, he's doing something, like I said, kind of childish, like solutions, like fighting with his fists.
Yeah.
For good. And then just being uncontrollable.
Yeah. I will say that one part that really worked for me was him losing hope when he's on the ship, the last ship. Everybody else has died.
So yeah, this iteration he leaves at a different age. Like he's able to remember what he's, you know, leaving behind. It's really sad. So that's supposed to be the culmination of this. I kind of think something that I would have preferred more and that is a big deal to me about Superman is his alternate identity. Like if he was one of the miners or something. I don't know, not necessarily that actually. But there needs to be some sort of dichotomy, right?
Yeah. I think that is important to me too. Like definitely, like you can, you know, and again, this does stick more to Golden and Silver Age, like interpretations, but where in that, you know, Superman is like the main identity, you know, more so than Clark Kent. But Clark Kent is still important, and you get like little hints of that, like, you know, he basically wants to be a journalist on Krypton, you know, but it's still like, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's not enough for me to just like be like, yeah. And his supporting cast pops up in his life, but in different situations.
Oh my God. Not the Jimmy appearance.
You know what? Okay. This isn't going to resonate for you, but, there's a pretty well-liked X-Men event called X-Men Age of Apocalypse, and it's a completely alternate universe where basically everybody is just different. Like, they are themselves, but, like, things have happened completely differently. Okay. And I really don't like it because it's like, okay, well, now we've just strayed too far.
Well, you're not you, then.
Yeah.
Has Jimmy always shown signs of rebellious tendencies? He has to be part of the rebels because he's a good guy.
Exactly, yeah.
And he could never be living a mild-mannered life because he's important, always.
Yeah, he's Superman's pal.
And so he will always find a way. See, that's the thing again. Superman could be an influence on him. He could have started out mild-mannered, Jimmy, specifically.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we get to see him be inspired by Superman to join the rebels or something. Yeah,
because it's like, we don't even, and maybe the series continues, you know, and we get to see it, but like, what is Jimmy, like, yeah, what inspires him to rebel? Like, you know, you would think that he would have, like, you know, essentially every privilege.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Lois Lane.
Yeah.
I'm also like, is this Lois Lane just inclined to violence? Is there no other jobs than soldier under your father?
Yeah, you know, this one at least made a little bit more sense, just in the sense that there has been some canon interpretations where, like, you know, she was raised by her military dad, you know?
Yeah, I think it makes sense, specifically this character we get to see because her father, which, let's not talk about how typical that is for a female character.
Yeah.
Because my father. No other influence in my life has made much of a difference.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, here's a new man.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
That, oh my god, I can't get into that just yet. It kills me.
No, I'll be there with you.
Okay, so going back to my main point being that Superman and the dichotomy of his mild-mannered self versus his more heroic and actionable self. And I like to see, the whole fun, right, is Clark Kent can't solve things the way Superman can. And so you get to see Superman's personality without his, like, extremely overpowered powers.
Yeah.
No, we solve everything with our fists, being a little unstable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it'll be good because we'll inspire some of the soldiers to more violence.
Yeah, and don't forget about also his little Jiminy Cricket robot consciousness.
I forgot about that.
Because, you know, everybody
Who is that? Like, who's that represent?
Nobody. It's just new.
Okay, that was another part that made me think of a little bit cyberpunky.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's weird. I can't tell if this is our Earth, but more futuristic.
It does take place slightly in the future, actually.
Okay.
I think it's, like, supposed to, according to Absolute Batman, I think it's 2028, so it's, like, 4 years in the future.
Sorry. That's so funny to me. 4 years from now.
Yeah.
The world has changed, but not that much.
Not that much, yeah. No, and also there's also background information that I only recently learned from the internet that, like, basically this universe was born from a canon DC event that, and basically, like, this is Darkseid's attempt to, like, make a bad universe, like, you know, where the heroes can't be heroes except for they're still being heroes. And I'm like, I don't see how any of that is, like, here. But also I'm glad that I don't see that because I think that's a dumb idea.
What we need, more gritty Superman.
Yeah. We've definitely not had any discourse about gritty Superman.
Okay, thinking about the timeline of this, so this is in the future compared to our time, sort of alternate universe, Superman. Has Superman, I'm trying to remember, Superman was a teenager, you know, his planet destroyed, comes to Earth, sort of meets the Kents for like 5 seconds, and then gets them in trouble. Yeah,
I mean, it's like probably roughly like, I feel like that was a couple months.
Okay.
Maybe a month at the very least, but...
That's another thing where it sort of feels like Superman doesn't have anybody. And I know that's kind of the point. He's lonely now. He's older, so he realizes how much he lost.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have any personal relationships. But that also kind of sucks. That's also a thing that, like...
Yeah.
Boo! That's not Superman. Superman creates, like, relationships.
Yeah, and like, that is like, you know, and you know, that's a criticism of a lot of like current running superhero comics that at least I feel, and I've heard people that I know feel, that it's like they just don't support the supporting cast. You know, it's like these 60 to 100-year-old characters and you know, basically they'll either not pay attention to the supporting cast at all, or they give them superpowers so that they're also superheroes.
Yeah,
and it's like,
we wouldn't want you to think that they're uninteresting by being a regular human.
Yeah.
But it makes me think, like, it just doesn't feel like the Kents will have any sort of influence on Superman.
Yeah, I mean, we see Martha is dying in the hospital. Oh, so she's not long for
even
this
in
Earth.
The few months where they're like sort of trying to interact with Superman, but he's closed off because he's so distraught or whatever over his planet, and then they get in trouble because he's there.
Yeah.
He's just some dude.
Yeah.
Some guy. He's still a teen, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know.
I don't know either exactly. Because he's traveling for 8 months. And I don't know, I got the impression that he was like in late middle school, early high school.
How old is Lois?
That's a great point, actually, because
he's got to be like freshly an adult.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Well, you know what, actually.
Because he was.
Okay, when he's in school and he gets in trouble with his school because he wrote something for real instead of referencing the LLM that they have.
God. What do you mean you didn't AI generate your essay?
Yeah. You're in big trouble, young man. That says 6 years ago.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess it's been, if he was, let's say 14, then 20, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, they draw him like an adult.
Yeah.
He's so dramatic.
Yeah. Which, yeah, he's probably like 21, because I think Bruce Wayne is also 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
They know nothing.
Yeah.
Children.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Also, you kind of hinted towards it, but yeah, the Lois Lane, like, sudden, like, infatuation.
And then she's like, oh my god, I just wrote something. This is amazing.
Yeah. Like, okay. So it's ingrained in who Kal-El is to want to be a reporter, but not in Lois. She's only inspired once she sees Superman. That seems so backwards to me.
It's so weird. Lois.
Because they're literally like, I don't know what her rank is, commander, whatever. Lane, you hate writing reports.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I don't know what you've done with Lois Lane, but okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so there's Lois, there's who else is there? There's Lois, there's Jimmy, there's Superman, obviously the Kents.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, we don't see like his like kind of like Superboy cast, obviously, because he's never Superboy in this, like Lana, and you don't see.
Isn't Lana part of the Rebel group with Jimmy?
Oh,
I think she was the lady.
Okay. That makes sense.
Don't worry,
actually.
though. She's really important.
Yeah. See her all the time. Yeah, and then we don't ever see, like, Perry White, but, like, yeah, there's no Daily Planet as far as we see.
Was the soldier that goes crazy, was he anybody?
I don't think so.
And what was that supposed to teach us?
I also don't know. I think it's...
Hurt people.
Yeah.
Trauma.
Yeah, there's a part of me that wonders if that's Hank Henshaw.
Oh, I feel like I heard that name at some point in it.
Okay, if you remember that name, then I probably am also remembering that name and just forgot. But if that's the case, then yeah, that's the Cyborg Superman.
Huh.
When they made a he was basically in a big accident that damaged most of his body, and then so they made him into a cyborg, and then made him, or I don't know if he made himself look like Superman or they did that to him. I don't know, but yeah, he was one of the people that tried to replace Superman, but generally a bad guy. Which is interesting too, because when they first introduced him in the 90s, he was actually meant to be a Mr. Fantastic stand-in. Like, 'cause,
Oh.
yeah, he was like on a space team with like, 3 other people, but then their ship gets bombarded with cosmic radiation, except for they all die.
Yeah. The guy who goes crazy, and then of course Lois beats him up because he's bad, and she knows good, despite how she was raised.
Yeah.
I have no idea what her moral compass is or who she gets it from, because it seems like her dad is not great, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get these characters at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty
I forgot what she calls herself. I am the storm. That kills me.
Yeah.
Your friends are wrong. I'm not chasing the storm. I am the storm. Stop.
Yeah, gotta be equally angsty.
Yeah. So that's the thing. What is she gonna suddenly turn on the corporation that she's pledged her life to? I guess that's the main point, right?
Yeah, probably. Gonna go on the run with Superman and help him. Maybe try to help him. But it's hard to say, too.
If we took down one corporation, the entire world would be better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is also kind of a problem.
I mean, you gotta have a villain, though.
It's true, yeah. Yeah. And, yeah, also the stuff on Krypton, too, is like... all of it's a little bit forced,
Oh, yeah. That is the thing. All the villains feel very evil for evil's sake.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not exactly like... It's not unique. It's not... We've seen it before. The rich people want to save themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So they let the poor stay in the dark.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the problem to me, is that it's so predictable in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what could the science team... Why won't they listen to me that the Earth is dying? It's not the Earth, Krypton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Darn scientists.
Mm-hmm. Because, yeah, I mean, in like original continuity, it's like they just have this like, hubris, they're all like, it can't, Krypton can't be dying.
We're such a perfect society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not gonna go wrong.
Yeah. But this is like, yeah. Oh, yeah. And the thing that always gets me about like stories where the rich and powerful save themselves from like a cataclysmic disaster is I'm like, wait, but if you don't save any of the poor people, how are you going to maintain your way of life?
They'll find a way.
Yeah. I mean, you're obviously going to not want to give up that way of life, and you'll recast yourselves through violence, probably, but
there's just no clever villains, are there? Like, if I was a villain in that scenario, wouldn't I want Superman's parents because they're smart enough to like create that armor, do this and that? Like, yeah. Wouldn't that be like compelling too? Like, oh, you can come with us, and being like, but what about everybody else?
Yeah. Yeah, you figured out. It's like Willy Wonka. You figured out the secret.
Yippee! Now don't tell anybody else.
Yeah.
There's no moral dilemmas. Mm-hmm. Everything that's bad is bad, and everything that's good is good.
Yeah.
I think that's what really gets me. It feels too simplistic. It feels very generic, and all they need is an angsty, not teen. We've established he's probably a young man who's really, really strong, because that's what helps.
Yeah.
What are the rebels doing? What are they doing if Superman's not there?
Right.
They have really cool futuristic style designs and guns and stuff. What are they up to?
Yeah, great question. And also, how, like, obviously the Lazarus Corporation is a pretty big company. I feel like they're, like, supposed to be, like, somewhat reminiscent of, like, BlackRock, you know? But, like...
Diamond mining is so last century. Like, who cares about diamonds?
Right, yeah. If we really wanted to be topical, they would be like mining cobalt.
But Superman can't crush coal into cobalt.
True. You can't just fix their problems that way. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, yeah. Anyway, what I was trying to say, though, is that I don't understand how big of a problem the Lazarus Corporation is. I don't see them in other contexts, I guess.
We hear about it, right? Because Lois goes out and interviews a bunch of people and everybody's like, I can't tell you anything about Superman except he changed my life and he's like the best thing ever. Mm-hmm. She's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I gotta find him.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, I guess they also like, I guess what I'm wondering is like how, because the Lazarus Corporation is such like an obvious presence to me, like they have security guards that wear red shirts and big metal helmets, you know, like that's a flashy design. It's not like people in camo with guns or like, you know, black agents.
They can't even pretend to be like nice to people or like,
yeah,
everything is, there's no persuasion, everything's done with force.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess what I'm like wondering about then is, it's like, does everybody know about the Lazarus Corporation, and like, do they control the government like covertly or overtly, which would seem ridiculous, except for I'm actually left wondering.
It's an important distinction. Yeah. How far did this go?
Because somebody in Kansas calls like an immigration complaint, but to the Lazarus Corporation.
Yeah, that's like, true. Hey man, everything's got to be privatized.
Yeah. I guess so. Where we'll be in 4 years.
Oh my god. It feels like it's trying to be topical without understanding any underlying symptoms or actual causations.
Yeah.
Tisk tisk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, you know, so this is written by Jason Aaron, and I think that I've read things from him and it's been fine. You know, nothing that I felt like I was especially good, but nothing that was especially bad. He's really well known for his Thor run. But, you know, the thing is that like everybody else that got put on absolute titles, well, I guess Scott Snyder got put on absolute Batman, but he showed that he had like a pretty compelling vision for the character that was different than his other Batman writing. Mm-hmm. And then the other two, Absolute Wonder Woman and Absolute Martian Manhunter, I feel like was like pretty fresh talent. And Jason Aaron is not fresh talent. And while, yeah, technically Superman is very different here, it just doesn't, you know.
Is it still Superman?
Yeah.
He's like, isn't he like burning a man? That he's like choking as he goes, but I'm not helpless anymore.
Right, yeah. And that's another thing too, is when he releases his heat vision on all those peacemakers, does he kill them except for Hank Henshaw? Because I wasn't sure about that.
It doesn't feel like it. It feels like he... Oh, sorry. It feels like he killed them. That's what I'm saying. But I feel like the story goes, I don't think about it.
Yeah.
It's okay because they were bad.
Right. Yeah. And I'm like, I feel like that's a really important distinction if you say, yeah, Superman will kill some guys sometimes.
Well, even... Okay, so say he did kill them. Okay, that's a decision. Is he going to reflect on it at any point?
Yeah.
To even be like, yeah, they deserved it. Mm-hmm. And can any other character be like, no? At any point, is someone going to influence Superman, or is he just going to stay in his head this entire time and just get to push everybody else away?
Yeah.
That's another thing. He's got his powers. He can just fly away at any point. He does that. He's like, bye.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that this is another classic victim of decompressed storytelling. I feel like we could get just a lot more in 6 issues if we just push this all together into one issue. Like,
so you're saying, did this need to be 6 issues?
Yeah. That is what I'm saying.
Okay, first of all, we were complaining about it being a little choppy, like at least in the dialogue. It's very choppy. You're saying it feels a little bit like it cuts weirdly back and forth timeline wise, which I think I agree though. I think certain scenes, so much of it is very on the nose. Like Superman stares at his world dying and being like, I promised myself I'd find a better world and, treat it better or something. We'd treat it better. We'd find a new world. We'd treat it better than we treated this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Can cut out a lot of that stuff. What do I do with the fact that his dad is just so misunderstood by the scientists and oppressed and this and that, and Superman's like, oh my gosh, and there's more oppression here. Yeah. I don't know. I think a lot of it could be cut. It's kind of repetitive with the point.
Yeah.
Lazarus Company bad.
Yeah. Like, I honestly, like, when I try to, like, think to everything that happened in the, like, present day, it just seems like all I can think of is, like, freeing, or, not freeing, but, like, protecting the diamond miners in Brazil.
Vaguely, before leaving.
Yeah, vaguely. them having repercussions for that. And then him accidentally oversleeping and then getting attacked by the Lazarus Corporation, getting stuck to Lois Lane by handcuff, and then interacting with the Omega Men people, and then...
But what is it actually changing about the story?
Yeah.
How are the pieces being moved?
Yeah, I feel like there was, like, so much need, or perceived need to world build, like, Krypton and stuff, that's, like, all of the stuff that's actually supposed to happen.
It does feel like there's actually a story that's supposed to happen with Krypton. Sorry, it feels like the story should be happening on Krypton. Yeah. You're right. Like the world building feels much more concrete with Krypton. Like you're saying, like we get a sense of the overall government structure and how it's working against Kal-El's parents.
Yeah.
But Earth, big company bad.
Yeah.
And people are sad. So, if the point is Superman's supposed to save this world from how it's destructing itself via humans or whatever, humans are abusing it, what is he doing in these scenes that actually is making any sort of difference there, is the point we were making.
Yeah.
And if he isn't making a real difference, who's going to tell him?
Right, yeah.
Who's going to talk back to him?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to be Lois Lane.
Can Jimmy even be like, no, Superman, look at the big picture?
Yeah.
They don't even get that much of a chance to interact.
Yeah. I don't know. It just doesn't really...
I mean, you can say, oh, it's a tragedy then. He can't make a difference at the moment. He's trying in all these small ways. He can't save the Kents. He can't save this and that.
Right, yeah.
He's been doing this for a while, though. Especially, they try to build up how cool and, like, folk hero he is with all those other people. I'm like, so he inspired hope in you. How is...
Yeah.
You gonna do something now?
Yeah, did that change your material circumstances? Did you overthrow...
Did that hope feed you for dinner? Not to be cynical.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but I do think that, like, whereas certain criticisms of Superman, like, at large kind of fall flat for me because I'm like, well, it's a comic book, like, it's, like, there's certain, like, a measure of suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
But this seems to be operating in a more real world, which requires us to ask more real world questions of Superman.
With that, like, where Lois is interviewing all those people and we're supposed to get the idea that he's a folk hero, all these people have so much good to say about him, but also they won't betray him. They won't tell her too much. It's like a montage.
Yeah.
None of those people matter.
No.
Lois finding Superman matters.
Mm-hmm.
They can't even have, like, this one person. They can't even have a few less. Have her interview less people and then have suddenly a focus on this one person and, like, how that hope has helped.
Yeah.
Like, they've started, I don't know, they started this subversive stuff against Lazarus. There's nothing. There's no tangible stakes, benefits, whatever.
Yeah. And you know what would have been great is if one of the people that she interviewed was Jimmy.
Oh my God. Even if it was Jimmy in disguise.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, he's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing anything about it at all.
Yeah.
He's part of the rebels.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be really good. Darn it. They're not doing anything. They're just chasing each other's tails.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Mm-hmm. All right. Did we have thoughts on the art of this?
It was nice enough. I'm not a big fan of the coloring, actually.
Yeah.
It's almost too luminescent and bright and shiny. I don't know. At all times.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's hair is just the most shiny it's ever been at every single moment.
Yeah, and like also to me it looks so like extra sculpted.
Mm.
You know, it's like we've fashioned these characters so that each one of them can be turned into a figurine that we sell for so much money.
And it has like black shadows. And when it uses those right, I like it a lot. Like, okay, the scene where the limited color palette scene. Like, that's impactful.
Yeah. Yeah, everything else is kind of...
It's a little busy in general.
Yeah. Also, why does Lois look so much like Spock?
It's her haircut.
Yeah, it's her haircut. Just feel like it somehow... I don't know. To me, it also sharpens her ears, though.
I just thought she looked a little bit like Selena Kyle.
Oh, yeah, she does kind of look like Selena Kyle.
Like, I don't love this.
Yeah, that's such a good point. Yeah.
But when you're a woman who is all business, you must have short haircut.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt like Superman's mom looked more like Lois, which is...
Wait a second. Is her name Lana?
Yeah, well, lots of people in Superman has LL names.
Yeah, but Lana, like...
Oh, yeah.
Like Lana.
Or wait, I think...
Or was it Laura?
I think it's Laura, yes.
Darn it, they got me.
Yeah.
Because if it was Lana, I was like, I don't love that.
No, it's Laura, yeah.
Yeah, Henshaw does exist in this comic.
Okay, yeah, so that's the cyborg Superman.
Thank goodness he influenced the story in impactful ways.
Yeah. Definitely not just a cameo that you can look forward to later. Did they kill Crypto?
I don't recall.
I mean, I feel like they must because he's not in the present day.
Okay. Wait, let's finish with the art.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so the color palettes, everything's just a little too busy. There's so much line work.
Yeah.
It's not for every single page. There's some very good pages that like you can lead your eye. But yeah, everything's a little bit too much for me, over-rendered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think over-rendered is a good word for it.
Also, what do you think of Superman with long hair?
That doesn't really bother me.
I mean, it goes along with the angstiness, right?
Right, yeah, exactly.
You gotta have angst if you have long hair.
Yeah. I also wonder, I'm like, because It's interesting to wonder too, does Krypton have a different hair culture, you know? Because they probably, like, if I was thinking that this was like pre-crisis Superman, right, they would probably have like some sort of like laser, like instant, you type in what kind of haircut you want and then put this helmet on and then it happens. So I'm like, maybe Superman doesn't even know about scissors.
I don't know. His dad has a short haircut.
Yeah. Well, no,
Oh, you're saying he just doesn't have the means to know?
Yeah, he literally doesn't know how to cut his hair on Earth.
He's so strong, nothing can cut his hair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that could be a problem too, actually. I didn't think about that. Because, like, yeah, in some iterations, they've done a thing where he'll use his heat vision on a mirror to shade his face.
Forgot about that.
Anyway, though, the art. Yeah, no, the character design is fine to me. I think really it's the suit, actually, that I dislike more.
Very metallic looking suit.
Yeah, very metallic. The S shield doesn't, like, it looks so superimposed on the thing, you know? And it, you know, it wasn't always that it was the emblem for the House of L, you know? It was, that was just from the Christopher Reeves movie when Marlon Brando wanted to also wear the Superman symbol when he played Jor-El. And so they were like, well, we have to come up with a reason. And then it just stuck. But still, it with this new origin for what the symbol means, it doesn't really make sense to me. Like, even though it's
so big.
Yeah, it's so big. And they say, like, we wear it like a badge of honor because they don't respect us. You know, I'm like, well, you're leaving them anyway. Like, you can just wear whatever clothes you want.
It's really subtle when you wear the giant S on your chest. Takes up almost all their chest.
Yeah.
What a pain to iron.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's futuristic designs. I don't feel like it's anything very crazy interesting to me.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me as far as the art. Yeah, it's just very, like, I feel like nothing like super distinct. And that's also what I've liked about other Absolute titles, is that they like have distinct styles, I feel like. And this one is just like so similar to whatever house style.
Yeah, know. That's true. It's unfortunate if you're going to take some risks with a story like this.
Yeah. All right. So getting into our theme then. So how would we describe this portrayal of Superman compared to other popular media depictions? Not a hard question. This is definitely very different than pretty much every other Superman.
Superman is, I was about to say, not raised by loving parents, but he is. But they instill in him a sense of rebellion.
Yeah.
And the Kents have like zero influence on him, really.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do like the parts with the Kents where, you know, but because I think that it definitely like shaped him a little bit, but not as much. Yeah.
Superman really just isn't as grounded in this. He's not a small town farm boy. His parents were subversive scientists who weren't being listened to by the scientists.
Yeah, I mean, his parents were farmers, though.
Yes. They don't feel like farmers, though. They're too busy inventing things with their brilliant minds.
Yeah, and I guess really it's his mom who's technically a farmer, and his dad is a engineer that goes and like figures out if mining conditions are okay.
They're not even working in the mines. Yeah. Privileged.
Yeah, I know. It was funny to be reading it and then be like, oh, wait, an engineer is not considered a scientist? It's not it's not even like we even see there's one guy, the guy that's like I think management basically. He's like
yes.
yelling
oh my
at
God.
them and he has a different symbol.
That made me laugh so much.
Yeah, but I'm just like it's just so weird that engineers are the labor class still, like the lowest of the low. I'm like, how does that make any sense?
For so long, the engineers have been oppressed. Forced to follow our whims.
Like, I'm like, is that just where you shove the scientist people that you don't agree with? Like,
we're going to call them an engineer.
Yeah.
Because they're engineering our doom. Yeah, so it's left behind a lot of classic Superman stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Backstory-wise,
Yeah.
premise-wise, identity-wise.
Yeah. It's definitely like very much it's taking the like I mean this volume is called Last Dust of Krypton, so it's like the being a stranger in a strange land who doesn't have anybody part of it, but like also, you know, he has help, you know, in the beginning, you know, as a baby in main Superman. So it's like, yeah, I guess it's just a retelling to make it to where, you know, somebody that really just is totally, you know, new to Earth and has to live with like, you know, the complete obliteration of his people.
He's not really dealing with it very gently.
No, yeah. Like, yeah, I guess, you know, if the intent of this is to make a more extreme Superman, you know, I guess this is how you would do it too, you know, where it's like, okay, he doesn't necessarily have, like, I mean, he has the moral compass that is instilled from his Kryptonian parents, but he's willing to, you know, lash out because he feels like he has nothing to lose.
When does he learn that lashing out isn't the way? We can't go back to this. Sorry. It's just so different. Like Superman, when does he learn to be gentle?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Yeah. Yeah, and it does, you know, at first I kind of laughed it off when you said that this could be Batman. I'm like, you know, the more I think about it, the more that I'm like, it kind of is pretty Batman.
Bring Batman in here.
Yeah.
Have them duke it out.
Yeah, off mic later, I'll tell you more about Absolute Batman. And I'm like, is that Superman?
Oh my gosh.
Did they just switch? I don't know. I'll have to think about it more, but
I mean, I feel like okay, I don't know this for sure, but I feel like cyberpunk depictions of Superman have happened, but not without abandoning the entire premise of Superman coming to Earth as a baby and being raised by humans.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, cyberpunk Superman. I'm trying to think of what that would look like. So, I mean, we're talking about like, yeah, a kind of radical, you know, bent with like futuristic tech.
Computers,
yeah.
Hacking.
I don't know if I mean, not to say that doesn't exist, but I don't think I've seen that before.
Okay, at least not a mainstream title.
Yeah. Yeah, and the most I can think of with him being in the future is that pre-crisis he would go to the 31st century a lot, the Legionnaires.
Okay, I mean, that was just... I was going to say that's just us with like extra frosting on. Yeah,
no, it's definitely not cyberpunk at all. It is sparkling 50s future.
Yes.
Yeah. The Jetsons with superpowers.
Okay. I think we should talk about what kind of Superman fan would enjoy this comic.
Yeah.
Someone who wants Superman angst turned up to 7.
Yeah, I think because there's, I've seen people say that this is the best absolute title, and I think they're
Oh my god.
not right.
Oh. He doesn't even do anything like interesting.
Yeah, but there's people that really like fights.
Okay, so people who like action, people who are tired of the same Superman premise over and over again.
Sure. Yeah.
I feel like, they get to this and they're like, yeah, of course this character's acting this way because they're this person.
Mm-hmm.
So if they have a really strong sense of these characters, I don't know, it's an alternate take on them. It's interesting to them. I wouldn't recommend it as an introduction to Superman for sure.
No, yeah, I wouldn't.
This isn't Superman to me.
Yeah. No, I think that, I mean...
I don't know if Superman is that much about the class struggle usually.
I mean, his origin, well, not his, Krypton origin, but when he first comes out, he is, like, he definitely, like, beats up a boss that is like, treating workers unfairly and stuff, and gets them to unionize and stuff. And then, like, there's another, I'm trying to remember the different, like, main examples, but yeah, there's definitely, like, there's somebody that's, like, running a gambling ring and stuff. And yeah. Like, definitely a lot of the Golden Age stories before World War II was very much about current problems that had to do with working class issues. Very, very grounded, I would say. And then...
and then villains become stand-ins for topical problems. But sometimes, this comic is so caught up in the characters that are always there, have to be there.
Yeah.
That it kind of loses any sense of what they may have stood for.
Right, yeah. And also, like, I mean, I don't know if this Superman is, like, willing to be a little bit, like, more radical and, like, harder edged, it's like, why
doesn't he just attack them?
Yeah, why doesn't he just attack them? Exactly. Like,
what's stopping him?
Like, track down, we see Ra's al Ghul at the end, as the cliffhanger to go and get the next issue, and it's like, you can find him. You're literally Superman. You can probably just bust through his walls. Like,
Can't you hear? Can't you see?
Yeah. He's just an old guy. Like, he's an excessively old guy.
Okay, I think they tried to put some sort of limitations on him with his, like, armor sun thing.
Right.
That I am, like, I never understood it fully, so I feel like the stakes weren't established.
Yeah, I didn't really understand it very well either, but yeah, he does have a limited... Because he is super strong. Like, he's lifting the tractor on the farm and stuff.
But with his suit on, right?
I guess so, but it's not connected yet? Or I guess no, the cape is the AI, the suit is a suit.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I thought that they were the same thing, but now I'm realizing, yeah, okay. So...
We've separated Superman from his powers.
Yeah.
Watch what happens next.
But yeah, I mean, there are parts, like, I mean, obviously the suit doesn't cause the heat vision,
Yeah.
And yeah, and then he the reason that he crash lands on Earth in the first place is because his powers are freaking out because they didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah.
Which also just seems crazy to me that like, obviously we see that the Science Council or League ignores a lot of science exploration, but I feel like the most basic kind of thing is to test different types of light onto different things, including yourself. Like,
space, we'll be fine.
Yeah,
there's a lot out there.
Anyway, though,
man, you know that they're going to have Lazarus Corporation's going to figure out how to make that suit, and then they're going to give someone else that suit, and then Superman will have to fight that person.
Oh, yeah.
And it should be Lois.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Or no, it's very clearly going to be Hank Henshaw.
I mean, of course, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see here. I think that is about all the time that we have for our episode, though. So yeah, just to end it out, what is one thing that we hope to see if these stories continue?
I want to see. Fine, if we're gonna do cameos, do more villains.
Yeah. Oh, actually, off mic, I'm gonna show you what Lex Luthor looks like in this.
Oh my god, yes.
You're gonna be very surprised, I think.
I want to see Lex Luthor. Yeah, this thing kind of seemed corny to me. And if it's gonna be corny, I think go more corny, make it more angsty. Sorry. We've talked about how they could improve in certain ways.
Yeah.
We need some lasting relationships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't just rely on cameos that have pre-established, in the reader's minds, pre-established relationships. Like, oh, of course Lois is going to be interested in Superman. Like,
yeah, why would I assume that?
It's not just a journalistic interest. She'll also fall in love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I would like to see, I kind of would like to see Supergirl pop up.
Oh yeah, I was vaguely curious if she would show up.
Yeah, like there actually is one other person. You were wrong.
So cheer up, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'd like to see, like, do they have a take on Bizarro? That'd be weird.
Oh, yeah. We're just like, throw in more characters we know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, because
we're not saying it'll be better.
Yeah, because, like, we've already said what we would change in the beginning. So it's like, if you're going to just keep going with this, like, let's keep doing it.
Show us more.
Yeah, show us more. But, like, weird stuff, Get
a little weird with it.
Yeah.
If you're going to take risks, take more interesting risks.
Yeah. And yeah, like, let's, if we're going to look towards Superman's golden age, where it was more about working class issues, then let's also bring in some of the Silver Age, Bronze Age, and Modern Age stuff that's a little bit wackier and look at that through that lens,
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
Worth a try.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, that is all the time that we have. This has been our review of Superman, Absolute Superman, Last Dust of Krypton. And that was written by Jason Aaron, art by
Rafa Sandoval and Carmen Di Giandomenico.
Mm-hmm. Colored by Ulysses Areola and lettered by Becky Carey. If you like this episode, be sure to follow us on Twitter at @TheComicPanel1 and listen to more of us on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. Our title is The Comic Panel Podcast. You can also listen to us on KSUARadio.com or 91.5 FM in Fairbanks, Alaska. Be sure to tune in 2 weeks from now for our next Superman book. I'm Cody.
And I'm Shawinta.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.